All right, hello everyone and welcome. Today we're doing something a little different. Instead of me just telling you all about the incredible African Iron Age, we're going to test what you know with a fun little quiz. So, let's see how you do.
So, you think you're ready to become a history expert? Let's find out. Come on, let's play. I promise, by the end of this, you'll have some seriously cool facts under your belt. Our first round, it's all about a technology so revolutionary it completely changed everything on the continent.
Okay, here we go. Round 1 is called Amazing Metals. We're going to be diving into the material that gave early African farmers this incredible new advantage. First question is coming right up. All right, here's your first question. What is the name of the period where early farmers started using metals, for their tools, their weapons, all that stuff? I'll give you a second to think about it.
And the answer is the Iron Age. Kind of gives it away, right? It's named after the most important, most powerful new material they learned to work with. Simple name, but it was a totally revolutionary time.
Okay, so why was iron such a huge deal? For your next question, I want you to name just one advantage that metal tools had over those old stone ones. Just one.
Did you say they were stronger, harder, easier to shape? If you said any of those, you are absolutely correct. And just think about what that really means. Stronger tools meant they could clear forests and farm tough soil way more easily. I mean, this wasn't just a tiny step up. It was a total game changer for everyday life.
Now, making these tools took some serious skill. So what was the special process called that the smith, the metal worker, used to heat up and hammer that iron into all kinds of different shapes?
The answer is forging. And that was just one part of a really complex job. First, they had to smelt the ore in these super hot furnaces just to get the raw iron out. Then, the smith, who was a super respected person in the community, could start forging, heating that iron till it was glowing red hot and hammering it into everything from axe heads to cool pieces of jewelry.
Okay, last question for this round. The whole process had to start with getting the raw materials, right? So who do you think was in charge of digging the iron ore, that's the special rock that has the iron inside, out of the ground? And the answer, which, might surprise you, is that it was often the women and children. This tells us something really cool, that in these Iron Age communities, making iron was a real team effort. Everybody had a super important job, right from the very first step of digging that ore out of the ground.
Great job on round 1. Seriously. Now, for round 2, we're going to switch gears. We're moving from the heat of the forge into the home to look at another material that was totally essential for daily life. So, welcome to round 2, creative clay.
First question of the round. Besides just holding stuff, what were some of the really important everyday jobs that clay pots, pottery, were used for in an Iron Age village? The answer is, pretty much everything. They were absolutely crucial for cooking food, for storing grains so pests couldn't get to it, for carrying water, and they even played a big part in important ceremonies. Pottery really was the all-purpose tech of the home.
So we know smiths were the iron guys. But who were the skilled artists behind all this essential pottery? Who was making all the clay pots?
You got it. It was the women. They were the expert potters. They'd go out and gather their own special clay from the riverbeds and then skillfully shape it and fire it to create these items that everyone in the village needed.
All right, now for a really special piece of history. Archaeologists found something amazing in Mpumalanga, South Africa. So your question is, what exactly are the Leidenberg heads? The Leidenberg heads are these incredible, fascinating hollow sculptures. They're actually some of the earliest examples of Iron Age art ever found in southern Africa, and they depict these really unique, human-like faces. Just a remarkable, remarkable find. And for our final, and maybe most mysterious question of the whole quiz, these things weren't just pretty decorations. What do experts think these unique sculptures were actually used for?
It's believed they had a really deep spiritual meaning. The theory right now is that they were used during big initiation ceremonies. They were possibly a way for the community to connect with their ancestors and to pass down important traditions to the next generation.
And that is a wrap on our quiz. Hey, congratulations! You're now officially an African Iron Age expert. Let's just do a super quick recap of everything you've just mastered.
Okay, let's lock in that knowledge. First, the Iron Age. It gets its name from that game-changing tech, right?
metal tools that were way stronger and more versatile than stone. Second, we learned that creating all this stuff was a community effort, with women being the skilled artisans who made all the essential pottery. And finally, those mysterious Leidenberg heads, they give us this rare little window into the rich spiritual and ceremonial life of these early communities. Pretty cool.
You did an awesome job today. The African Iron Age really shows us just how innovative and complex these early societies were. I mean, from the technology of the forge to the artistry of ceremonial sculptures, there is just so much to learn. It really makes you wonder, right? What other incredible stories from our past are still out there, just waiting to be uncovered? Thanks so much for playing along.